All right, welcome everybody. I am so super excited that you guys are spending this morning with us. For those of you that are here, thank you. And for those of you that are watching the recording, my name is Doris French. I'm the CEO of the Benefit Boutique, where we make employee benefits fun. And I decided to host this webinar because this one of the most common questions I get is, what are some creative benefits? What are something new? What are other people doing? And so I said, you know what, let me just do a webinar and record it, because you guys all know that we are in a war on talent, trying to attract and retain the top talent so that our workforces can be happy, productive, creative, and loyal, right? So here's what we're going to do. Let's get it going. Let's go jump into the agenda. The agenda is pretty simple. If y'all know me like Liz, I'm real simple, I'm real easy. I'm going to share these ideas. When we get off of here, you're going to implement one of them, I hope, at least, and we're going to have fun. So definitely stop me if you want me to dive deeper into one of these ideas or concepts, or if you want to share some. I definitely want to get some more ideas from you guys by the end. Now, I do have a disclaimer. These are not my ideas. They're even better. Because what I have done over the last 11 years, when I'm sitting down with business owners to talk about what they're doing to attract and retain talent, I've collected some amazing ideas that I would have never thought of. But people are being creative, they're thinking of ways, and these ideas are proven. I'm not sharing anything that kind of flopped. So take notes, and like I said, be ready to ask questions if you want me to dive deeper into some of these ideas. But here was one of my favorite. That's why I listed it number one. So I might be biased in these in the order that I listed them. But the first one was called Make Your Wish Has Come True. And what the concept is that a lot of times employers want to give extra money, give extra bonuses. And I don't know about y'all, but I remember back in the day, whenever I got a bonus, I would pay off some dang on bills. It would be hard for me as a woman probably too, like, I want to get something for the kids. I want to do something else. But the concept I got, this idea I got from one of my clients was that it was really important for them to know a wish list, or some people call it bucket list. I don't like to call it bucket list. I like the wish list of their top performers or their top executives, something that they always wanted to do, but never did it for whatever reason. It might not have been money, it might have been time. So what they did was they understood what their employee wanted, and they put an incentive or a bonus, obviously related to work, right? To some kind of project or plan or goal. And what they would do is they would position that bonus or incentive in a way that, listen, you've been telling me you wanted to take the kids to Disney. Here is X amount of money. We want to help you make that happen. Or you've been saying that you wanted to take your mom somewhere. Whatever it is, the biggest impact that my client told me was that it helped them make better relationships with their employees, because they knew what their hearts desired, and then they tied a certain amount of money to helping them make that happen. So this could be fixed. This is a fixed budget item. You can determine how much you want to give to them. But the beauty is that when we help people do something they've never done before, or we make a wish come true, that solidifies the relationship, and that employee is going to walk away saying, my employer helped me do this, do this. And so the beauty of it is within this company, they already had bonus structures in place, but they just relabeled it as the Make Your Wish Come True bonus, and incentivizing people to use it, not on bills, but use it on something that's on their wish list. So I thought that was absolutely amazing, because people were the business owners, employers were just really repurposing money they already had set to the side. Now, you're going to see a lot of this is about vacationing and food once we get through the list, right? But so the second one I loved was the vacation stipend. So sometimes people have vacation time. A lot of people have vacation time. And guess what? We know from the stats, a lot of people aren't actually taking that vacation or doing something. They have the time off, but they may not have the extra funds to go and do something. So even if it was, this is one of my local clients again, even if it was just giving them enough stipend to take the kids to Great Wolf Lodge, right, for a couple of days, or whatever it was, on top of that paid time off, they gave them a reimbursement on the money they spent over the vacation period to help them level up their experience, right? And again, these experiences, this happiness, this, oh my goodness, we would have never done this if it wasn't for XYZ company, helps to create a deeper bond with the employer and the employee. And I do want to note, like on this slide, it says, so let's think about maybe our workforce that may be in that $30,000 to $50,000 or $60,000 a year. There, we know that in that range, there may not be a lot of extra money for vacation left over, right? They get the time, but they don't have the money. But again, you can take these ideas and spend them the way you want. But this particular employer, this was something they did specifically for their staff that was making less than $60,000 a year as an extra. Again, here we go with the vacation, right? I thought this one was so cool. Cool vacation gear. So this employer had a checkout process where they had GoPro cameras, they had drones, they had, I don't know if anybody heard of this one, but I had GoTenna Mesh. This is some kind of cool technology device that even if you don't have cell coverage, your devices will still sync. Now, listen, don't ask me about technology because I don't know how that works. But if you're in a place you don't have a signal, your devices are still syncing. So like if you're taking that picture, that amazing picture, it'll still sync to your drive. So an easy process of cool vacation gear. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to send you guys a list. I found an article of like 27 cool technology vacation items, just to give you some more ideas. But this, again, this is fixed budget, because once the employer buys the items, the biggest part is just having an easy process that track your devices, right? And make it easy for the employee to check it out and get it and return it. So this is cool for everybody, just having those extra cool technology tools or gear to help enhance the vacation experience. Now let's talk about saving money. We talk about vacating. Let's talk about saving money. I personally, within the Benefit Boutique, I have a power broker that I work with. She's another woman-owned business, and she brokers electricity and power. She does it on a commercial level, which means she gets commercial rates, which are cheaper than residential. And as an employee, this could be, as an employer, this is access that you can give your employees to get a discount on their power bills. Now, this doesn't sound fun and luxurious, but I'll tell you one testimonial that I got from one of my clients. Her employees were raving so much about how much money that they were saving on something we all have to buy, that she said, Doris, I felt like I gave them a raise. And I said, you did. Because if you're saving $600-700, I think one of the biggest testimonials we helped one of our employees from our clients save $1,200 a year. That's $100 a month, guys. And what happens is, they love the employer, right? The employer gets all the credit. And this one is really easy to roll out because it's just a website, and it's easy to help people shop for electricity. Me personally, I've always lived in a co-op or I'm from Chicago. We had one choice. My last house that I moved into, I had to shop for power, and I had no idea how confusing it could be. So this is a perk that is definitely available through the Benefit Boutique. If you want more information about it, it's super easy. It doesn't cost you anything, but you can give your employees a raise on that one. Now, I love this. We're going to talk about food now. Everybody loves food, but I might be biased on this one because I love personal development and people standing up for their causes. And so this employee lunch and learn idea, employee-led lunch and learn idea, what it does is it gives the employee an opportunity, my slides are going by themselves, to share a cause that they might be passionate about. Maybe adoption, saving endangered species, reading, anything that an employee is personally passionate about. They get to lead a lunch and learn that the employer pays for lunch. And even if it's a remote staff, they were sending lunch out to whoever wanted to participate in the employee-led lunch and learn. But it was really cool because on just not only was the employee being able to share something they're passionate about and get people on board, but that's developing leadership, right? That's also developing public speaking, right? And when the employee feels like the employer cares about something that's personally passionate about it, again, we're talking about fostering relationships. We're talking about something that's easy to administer, something on a fixed budget, but also then what about the engagement between the employees, the bonds that they get to make over those lunch and learns, and again, over food that the employer can choose to sponsor, and then maybe even giveaways, making it fun and interactive and things like that. And again, too, this can be virtual, not just face-to-face, because we got to reevaluate a lot of stuff these days and make it virtual friendly. Okay, food again. And again, y'all, this is the ideas I'm getting from over the last 10 years from my clients. So this food thing and vacation thing is not just Doris Frencher, right? But how many of you have foodies in your workforce? They love to talk about food. They love trying new food. They love to cook. Their love language, we say, is feeding people and trying new things. So one of my clients said that one of the biggest hits quarterly is they let the foodies get together, come up with something different, something new, get some feedback from the workforce, and they gave them a budget. Again, this is a fixed budget, something that does not have to be super expensive, but those foodies were cooking that food. They would meet in the conference rooms, or even if you have your remote staff, they were coming over to each other's houses, getting that bonding, and everyone was having a great time. I'm not the cook foodie, I'm the eat foodie, right? So I thought this was absolutely amazing. And again, like I said, these ideas have been proven because I've only taken the ones that my clients have said have been some of the biggest responses, some of the biggest interaction. They've seen the biggest results between their employees or between the relationship between the managers, etc. So food is always a winner, right? Food is always a winner. Now I'm gonna check the chat. I got some, there we go. Yes, okay, we got some yeses. Y'all love this, right? Food and vacating and saving money. How about that? And I hope you guys are seeing that these are not expensive. That's why I call them the creative ideas, because they're budget friendly and easy to implement. All right, let's get to number 7. Okay. Reading is one of my favorite things. And if my employer gave me one free book a month on Amazon, I would absolutely go bananas. So since I employ myself, I do allow myself to order a book in my team as well. I've definitely implemented this one. And the employer that told me that my client that's using this one said it is one of the most utilized benefits or perks, however you want to classify it, that they have. Everybody raves about it. 90% of their people are buying and ordering a book, and they've got a fixed budget on it. I think she said they were just doing $20 per employee, but they were getting massive participation. And then from it, they were a book club grew. And these are the employees just interacting and engaging in each other. And I felt like it's so personal for everybody, right? To get to grow, learn, and oh, what she did say is you can include any topics of books, even if it's fiction, whatever it is, right? Choice, variety, give the employees their own choice of what they want. And she was seeing a lot of people were doing some professional development, and then they could see it in the meetings, like, well, that book I just ordered, they were saying this, and this. So the employees were coming back with ideas. Leadership was coming back with some concepts that they got out of this book that they ordered through the Amazon book allowance. Now, obviously, you don't have to do Amazon. We just know Amazon is, easiest, but whatever you prefer, the concept is giving up a book allowance. Again, it's fixed cost, not expensive, creates engagement, creates personal development, which at the end of the day is best for the bottom line of the organization. Now, number 8, pet care. Pet insurance is different. Pet insurance is good. Pet insurance is one of the top 5 voluntary benefits that an organization can offer. But one of my clients took it to another level. So we all know, how many of you have employees that have fur babies? That's their children. They don't have human kids, or maybe they have both. But so many of us, even I just recently adopted 2 rescues. And what this company, my client, did, they did have pet insurance voluntary through payroll deduction, but what they were also doing for like incentives or giveaways or just surprises, recognition, whatever, they were providing gift cards for grooming services and kind of like the executive elite posh places, right? And or pet daycare, because when you got fur babies, what's a big expense when you want a vacation? This correlates back into the vacating, right? Pet care, right? So they were just thinking of creative ways. And in PetSmart gift cards, she said they used that, but they didn't get as much excitement when they were doing more of the pet care services. And again, kind of like the posh elite grooming and just something different that people are already paying for, right? But if you give it to them in a gift card, then they can use it when they want to. And there's just this higher perceived value. So that was a really big one that my clients say people will just, when they got that in a raffle or whatever for a bonus incentive or whatever, just a happy birthday, they were elated. And I was like, that's an amazing idea. Again, fixed, not expensive. And I also want to point out that it's just really good for leaders to know what's important to their staff so that they can create something around supporting that team member, right? So if you've got an employee that's all they're talking about is their fur babies, bam, maybe this is something, a cute, inexpensive idea, a way to incentivize your fur baby employees. So we're getting to number 9. This one is not as new. I've been hearing this one for years, but I wanted to add it today because of how our landscape is changing. People our millennials especially, want to be part of something bigger, right? And not just our organization, obviously, give them those opportunities to be a part of something bigger in the organization. But again, this is about helping people be active and passionate about things in their own personal life too. So, excuse me. One thing that the one main reason I brought this one up also is because my client said that at first the company was identifying 2 days a year that the employees could take off for paid volunteer days, but they weren't getting as much participation. When they allowed the employee to determine whatever 2 paid volunteer days, they saw the participation grow. And then they saw the employees coming back happy, like, this is what happened yesterday. Let me tell you guys, it was so amazing. They were getting that fulfillment, that emotional fulfillment off the clock, which bringing it back to work makes them what? happier, and productive. So if you're doing a paid volunteer initiative already, think about loosening, and you have certain days a year, think about just opening that up and letting the employee pick what time, what day they want to take off to do the volunteer work. And then number 10, this was something I just more recently, obviously, probably you can see due to the title, transgender inclusive healthcare benefits. So they're expensive. I'm gonna say that, we all know that, or sometimes they're not inclusive. However, I put on here a quote from my client. She said that, you know what, Doris, my people care less about the rates, but more about the experience of being treated with respect. So this is just my suggestion to you to see if you do have transgender employees, if your carrier is giving them the respect, just speaking to them with respect, just treating them like a person, regardless of whatever all the different ideas or beliefs or all the legal stuff that gets into it. People just want to be treated with respect. And that's why I added this one on here, because it's so little, it's such a small thing that you want to advocate for your employees, making sure your carriers are treating them with respect. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think, okay, we're good. I thought I was about to be over on time. Number 11. This is something that I'm so super excited about. This is something that the Benefit Boutique specializes in, and it is just a new concept to the employee benefits industry on how to offer as many voluntary and supplemental benefits, but within, again, a fixed budget. If you notice, everything I talked about has been in a fixed budget. And I don't know, when I want my slides to be automated, they don't work. But when I don't, they work. I don't get it. But I don't know if anyone has heard of the defined contribution approach. If yes or no, you can put that in the chat. But it's new to the employee benefits industry because it was traditionally offered in the financial services industry. And as you know, we got to get creative. We got to disrupt ways to be able to offer more benefits, period. So with this plan, I love it because, or this concept or approach, it's perfect because we all have a multi-generational, multicultural workforce. And a benefit that may be important to your millennial, look at this, I'm not doing that, y'all. Here's my hands, it's going by itself. A benefit that may be important to one of our baby boomers, one of your baby boomers may not be important to your millennials, right? And so the thing is, we want to offer variety enough. We recommend offering a large variety of voluntary and supplemental benefits. And what you're going to do, your defined contribution, it's like a gift card that your entire staff gets to choose on whatever benefit is important to their family or their values, their culture, etc. So the Benefit Boutique, we partnered with a company called Companion Life, and they put this whole program together. They've been around for over 50 years. And again, we've been recently applying it. One of the only brokers in North Texas that are applying this concept to companies. So when I talk about variety, I'm talking about these up to 9 voluntary and supplemental benefits. Unfortunately, medical can't be included in the concept. It's its own standalone benefit. But we're talking about a life insurance, base life, plus voluntary life. And I know I'm preaching to the choir on this one, but I know you guys know a lot of your employees that may have, or their spouses that may have pre-existing conditions and cannot even get life insurance. I was in my last marriage, that was the case for my ex-husband. He had end-stage renal failure and he could not be insured. So with these plans, it's guaranteed coverage, no medical exams, and the employee can get what they want. Short-term disability is included in this variety: dental, vision, critical illness, legal protection, identity theft protection, and telemedicine. So again, this is a way, a lot of employers are paid for some of these already, but what about the variety? What if that millennial doesn't really care about dental? And I'm just saying that, we don't know, right? But they like more of the identity theft protection. The telemedicine carrier that we decided to work with, we chose them because they have unlimited visits with no copays. So if you do have a medical, if you do have offer a medical coverage and there's all these copays, guess what? Let's remove that. Let's save your employees some money. Let's let them have that virtual appointment. So in a nutshell, I'm saying that the defined contribution is one of the top creative ways to make a large variety of supplemental and voluntary benefits available to your staff on their basis, based on what they want. And here's how it works. It's an amazing concept. The minimum contribution is $25 per employee per month. If an employee wants to buy up more, they get to do that easily through payroll deduction. And this is perfect for our smaller companies because they don't get to offer all of these varieties, right? Because there's these participation minimums. This plan has no participation minimum. So if you have 20, 30 employees and you can't get 50% of your people to enroll in dental, then you can't offer dental. But there are no participation minimums. And the only requirement is that the employer has at least 10 employees. That's it. Has employees, 10 employees, has 10 benefit eligible employees. So the variety, the choice, the fixed budget, again, for you, the employer, is where the defined contribution works the best for everybody. So I didn't want this to be long. I wanted to just throw some ideas out there to you. This is where I do want to invite you guys to oh, Nancy, thank you. You learned a lot of new ideas. Yes. Oh, thanks, Liz. Yes, defined contribution is disruptive and innovative, guys. It allows you to beef up your benefits package on a fixed budget, but giving your employees the choice of what's important to them and not trying to figure out what you want to pay for. But yes, I do want to open it up. Does anyone else have any questions about anything? Want me to dive deeper into anything? Or I'm a collector of creative benefit ideas. If you want to share something you're doing, definitely, let's go ahead, unmute yourself. Let's talk. Or you can put it in the chat. I know a lot of times people have a lot of background music, background noise.
Hi, Darius. This is Megan. How are you doing?
Hey, Megan. I'm fantastic. Thank you for joining us.
I love the idea about the lunches, as far as like the lunch and learns. I think everybody kind of does the traditional, okay, we're going to come in and chat, but the idea of kind of extending that out, I love it. We do something where we kind of divide the company into like random groups of 5 or 6. Then we do pay them to go do some sort of event. Yeah, sometimes it's online with happy hours. Usually it's a lunch. But we found that's another really cool way to kind of bring together people that wouldn't necessarily otherwise get to be together.
Right.
I was curious kind of when you guys do like gift cards, like for the pet type stuff. As far as, I guess kind of the question is that something that, you know, the team's HR manages? How does that kind of look on a more administrative side of things?
So yes, that one is more of the manager. So maybe there's a budget or pool. I don't want to say miscellaneous, right? But there's a budget set aside for miscellaneous, air quote, incentives, gift cards, maybe part of the birthday fund. Maybe the birthday fund could also include, you know, this kind of gift, right? And so it is more of the manager, again, going back to that relationship and knowing, you know what, they would love this as a birthday gift, or they would love this just as some kudos for getting that project closed out on time and under budget. Does that make sense?
Yes, and they're likely gonna be the ones that are the managers in terms of knowing that. I just think realistically from like our company, how that would work, but okay, so you guys more see that as like something managed through the managers. Thank you.
Yeah, it's the company giving a budget. Like if you have your birthday luncheon budget, all of those kind of things, this could just be one of the options that the manager could choose to spend that money on. If that makes sense. Thank you, Megan. Great question. Anyone
Hi,
else have-
Nancy. I have a question. We used to give out gift cards all the time, and then most recently, our controller said we were not allowed to do that because they were taxable.
Uh-oh, now that's a legal question.
She won't allow us to do that. Everywhere else that I've worked,
Yeah.
if we did them, for a minimum amount, like $25 or whatever. We didn't have any problems, and we were doing that between $25 and $50, and then she put a stop to it. So I was just curious if anybody else experienced that roadblock.
Yes, I've worked for companies where those taxes, and we would have to share that with employees. Just a heads up, you will see these on your on your paycheck eventually at this point in time. I think as long as you kind of communicate that to people, or if you kind of cover those taxes yourself, that's another kind of benefit instead of passing that on to the employees.
Right.
Yeah, we used to somewhere else I used to work, we would true it up on their paycheck.
Okay.
So if it was, $50, we'd true it up, whatever, at 28%, and give them that full amount so they weren't paying any taxes on it. So, but yeah, I think Liz put in the chat that it's $25 on the fringe benefit for the IRS. That's what I understand as well.
So you guys know better on the HR side than I do. Y'all, I'm gonna be transparent. I didn't think to ask that question, Nancy, but thank you for bringing that to my attention. I will ask, but I think you guys are the masterminds behind this part. What Megan and Liz is saying, absolutely. There's a way that you can maybe try to eat the cost for them, or just keep it under the 25. Any other questions or creative ideas anyone want to share?
There's a benefit that we use. We have a really young population, and the average age is probably anywhere between 28 and 35, and we probably have 90% female.
Okay.
We have a maternity benefit through a company called Maven.
Okay.
And it gives, it's employer paid. And so it takes you through the whole, pregnancy. It's for men and women, first time parents, or even second time. It's, talks about just the whole process, breastfeeding, and then it has a planning and pediatrics. We probably have there's only 125 employees, and we have over 30 toddlers.
Wow.
So we have a pediatrics benefit, and it's more of educational, how to get them to sleep and terrible twos, but not sure of anybody else. It's an unusual company to have that many
women.
We must experience 3 or 4 babies a year.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, for only 125 employees, so it's a lot. So we do
That
have
is a lot.
We have 13.
You got a very fertile population, reproductive population over there, Nancy.
We do.
But it makes sense, like you said, mostly female, and the age range.
Yeah.
Now you call that Maven, because I'm gonna look into that for the Benefit Boutique.
Yeah, Maven, Maven.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for sharing. I see you guys giving me some ideas. Megan introduced paid parental, and we have 13 babies a year. Oh, goodness, that's 1 a month. Oh my gosh. All right, y'all. Y'all are teaching me today. Oh my goodness. Well, ladies
I-
and gentlemen, was someone else about to say anything?
I'm sorry. Yeah. Doris, this is Liz.
Hey.
My last company, when someone went out on family and medical leave, because we had an older population, we
Okay.
would pay for maid service at their house every 2 or 3 weeks. It was a defined benefit, but we had an agreement through a maid service. And that was a huge deal to have somebody
Whoa.
come in and clean your house.
Liz, that is awesome. Oh my goodness. Okay, so if you see me posting that on LinkedIn, I am definitely going to give you credit for it. But that is an amazing. I would like that. Oh my gosh.
I used it once and I loved it.
Oh, so fun. Oh my goodness. Oh, and that's it. I will be sharing that one with everybody. Thank you, Liz.
Mhm.
I will, this is Trisha. Hi, everyone. I will tap into not giving a specific list of details because I think it'd be different for everyone, but one of my other side involvements that I do in my community, that organization that I'm involved in offers a lot of discounts to the employees as benefits because we're heavily involved in the community. So
Okay.
it's kind of a win-win-win all the way around. So it's anywhere from hotel discounts to wellness, workout place discounts. There's just
Okay.
a long list. And it's really similar to what you were saying earlier, but it's a partnership with those companies. So they'll partner with a couple different hotels that you can get, discounts on hotels, whether you just want, a stay vacation or whether you have friends coming in from out of town, etc.
Right.
And then they'll partner up. So those businesses get more business and the employees get discounts. And so they work with them to do that. And there's a pretty good sized list of those types of discounts. So again, it's not necessarily financially
Yeah.
the company. So again, from a limited budget for those companies that don't have a lot of that extra budget per se, because we know that can be hard to get. But
Right.
but they do the legwork and the feet on the streets to
To
go
find the discount.
arrange those discounts right. And
Okay.
then not all are good for everyone, but by the time you have a good list of them, seems like everybody can find something that is attractive to them that they find value in.
Right.
So it works really
Right.
well.
Oh, that sounds great. That sounds kind of like Legal Shield has a perk partner site on their in their app, and they've got like 400 or 500 partners. So yes, people love discounts and perks. Definitely. Thank you
Right.
so much, Trish, and thanks for
You're welcome.
joining. I didn't get to welcome you to the call earlier.
Yeah. Thanks for
So,
having me.
perfect. All right, y'all. I'm over time and I don't like to do that, but this has been so good. I've got so many good ideas from y'all. If you want to learn more about the defined contribution model or the power discounts I have with my broker, my power broker, we can book a short call with me. We can talk about more. Or if you're like, Doris, I don't want another Zoom call, just send me a quote or something. You can email me. And all I need is your company address, number of employees, and your industry. And I can work up a defined contribution quote for you guys. And I do want to note one more thing. I am certified as a woman-owned business. So if you have some supplier diversity initiatives that you want to meet, working with us can help you meet those. And I want to close on this one quote that I got again from one of my clients. Her name is Beth Watson here in Fort Worth. She said her goal is to create a work environment that helps her employees become the best version of themselves on and off the clock. And I thought that was a good way to sum up everything that we're talking about, because we're talking a lot about people being able to advocate for their personal causes and stuff like that. So if you're trying to think of something creative, think about what helps the employees be the best version of themselves on and off the clock. And so with that, I'm gonna let y'all go, give you your time back. Thank y'all so much. I hope you got something you can take away and implement. And here's my information. If you do have any questions, just in general, I am here to help you to help. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.